So, I have loved watching Avengers Endgame recently, and I thought, today, I think I'm going to start a multi-part series inspired by Tommy Seabrook's Daily Bugle and Civil War Airport Battle to build the Avengers Endgame final battle. So, to start with, I'm going to need some reference images for this mock, and I've got a few which I'm showing on screen now, which I think are going to work quite well for this mock. But one thing I definitely underestimated was how big this is going to be, because I want it to be quite a decently sized mock, and I don't really want to be going out buying pieces and stuff for it, so yeah. But now I'm going to be showing a rough planning of a sketch that I've done to show how I've built this mock. This is the finished rough plan. So over here you can see we've got the Doctor Strange slip ring portal, which all the heroes are coming out. I've just drawn a few, such as the Hulk, Falcon, Groot, but these are like not the best drawings. Then back here you've got the compound with a bit of fire coming out of the end. And then through the middle, you've got a giant man, which is breaking through the middle of the compound. You've just got the other bit over here. Nothing much. Then over here, you've just got a bit of background rubble. There'll be a bit more detail in here in the actual Lego build. Then here, you've got Ant-Man's van, which I thought would be a fun little Easter egg to add to the film, and the Quantum Tunnel, which is where they actually are trying to get the Infinity Stones for Art 2, so I just thought that would work. Then here, you've got Thanos and his army of Chitauri. Here over here. Then, as you can see, up here, we've got just a rough drawing of a Leviathan, which I'm going to be adding into the mock, just because I think it might work. I'm not sure how the Leviathan will turn out though, but I'll try. Then you've just got a bit of extra rubble here around the back. So yeah, super excited to actually start building this out of Lego, because this is going to be hopefully a weekly series that I do. I'm not going to see, there'll probably be 4 parts to it, like I said in the intro. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Goodbye. Wow, we're on week 2 and this project is already going incredibly. And in today's episode, we're going to be building the compound. Now, my plan for this is to have it more like the Lego set and less like the film, because in the film it's just completely destroyed. And I want to be able to like have a proper compound that I can see. So let's get to the build. I've really only just started the compound. I've just got this garage door on a grey base, not a grey, a tan base plate. And there is going to be a second one, but I'm just going to build up this bit first, and then update you on it, and then I'll build the other half on this base plate and half on the other base plate. So let's cut to the time lapse. So I've finished this bit, which is like the garage bit where they can keep cars and stuff. I may, in part 5, which is the extras, build a car and also a helicopter, which I've kind of built a helipad for, but that's not confirmed. I don't know if I will. It depends if I have the parts or not. But I do quite like how this has turned out so far, but I've mainly been using these parts here, which are like a mixture between white and bricks. And there's also some brown and stuff in there to represent rubble, but that's for the later parts. But mainly, I'm running out of pieces, so it's time to destroy my police station, which I built quite a while ago, but I've already had to steal a few parts from it, so it's time to drop it. had to happen eventually. Ooh, that was quite the drop. So I'm going to salvage all these parts and get to building the main bit of the compound. So this is the main bit of the compound done. So you can see we've got the garage bit here, which I did actually make some changes. I might change this off camera, because I just think it's a bit bulky for the roof. So this, out of all things, probably will change. And then also, this bit is the bit I actually quite like. I did actually run out of these door frame pieces and like glass pieces. So instead I used these really like 16 long bricks. I think I should have a grey one lying about somewhere. I'm not sure where it is, but what it is basically is it's just a really long brick, and I just filled it in to fill in the space, but then also it is got the Avengers A here. I know this isn't actually how the A looks like, but I thought it's the best thing I could come up with. Then, if you turn this thing around to the back, you may have seen at one point in the time lapse, I did place Iron Man here, and I was just checking minifigure could fit inside, which they can, and they can fit in both floors, so that's pretty good. So that's going to be useful. I just realised I forgot to put in a piece here, but I'll quickly just fix that now with on-camera adjustments. So just put that there, then this shouldn't take long, I don't think. Look at this one. So yeah, that's this fixed. Yeah, see, like nothing happened. So yeah, that's this bit fixed here. So yeah, minifigures can be placed, and I'm actually gonna do the interior off camera because I think it will add some excitement to the final episode where you don't know what it looks like. So when I do the big reveal, it will be a surprise on the inside. Also, as you can see, I've left a gap here. If you watched episode 1, which I might link in the description, you'll know why there's a gap here, but if you don't, then I guess go watch that and you'll find out why. I'm not actually going to be putting that thing there until the final episode yet again, so there's loads of things. I'm also, so basically, I'll give you a rough plan of what I think I'm going to be putting on the inside. This floor is going to be the time travel room, where then Avengers actually do the whole back in time thing. So I'm thinking of building just a small quantum realm traveller thing there. Also, I've got some ideas for custom quantum realm suits because I didn't actually get any of the Avengers Endgame sets. So I'm just going to be, I've got a custom minifigure that I think will work quite well. And if you take the arms off that figure, it will actually improve the real quantum realm suits by quite a lot. Then on this floor, you've got a map here, which I just took from an old Lego City set because this piece was quite useful and it's quite a big, large white piece, so it will fit quite well. But yeah, so that can just be for like where they're looking for ways to undo the snap. I don't know, that's just a piece that could work. So also I'm thinking about building a table for the Infinity Gauntlet, and I know what you're thinking. Wait, isn't the Infinity Gauntlet destroyed in this scene? Yes, but I think it would just be a cool little Easter egg or detail to have. Just like, this is just a rough table I literally just built, just like to have on a table, and then you've got, if you saw the bricks and pieces order I did a few days ago, I actually have a gauntlet piece, this gauntlet piece, which I can just place on the table. And if you like, they're investigating the gauntlet, or I could use the Nano Gauntlet, but I do actually want this piece for a scene that I'm going to be doing in the final episode, because I'm going to be recreating a bunch of scenes. But okay, so yeah, this was the compound episode. I really do hope you enjoy. Also, one extra thing before this video finishes for you, end video, end gang or something, I don't know. The reason this place is so open is because next part is the minifigure part, which is the part I am really excited for. And there's going to be all of the Avengers here in this one. Well, most of the Avengers, ones that I've got customs or official versions for. And also here is going to be a Doctor Strange portal, which I'm not sure what video that will be in. It might be in part 5 or part 5, part 3, or any of part 4, the only parts that are left. So you're just going to have to wait and see. So yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, because there is 3 more parts left of this series, and I'm just really excited to get it done and completed and show you guys what it's going to be like. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. So it's now time for the minifigures. The part of this mock I am the most excited about, and cannot wait to show you the custom figures I have created. But there is one problem. I don't actually own every Marvel Endgame minifigure, so along the way you'll see a mix between some custom and official minifigures, but I think they're all going to look great placed on this mock. I think we can all agree there's no better way to start this mock than by starting it with the character that started the MCU, Iron Man. So this figure is the figure from the Age of Ultron Hulkbuster. I'm not sure what mark that is, but yeah, so it's a really nice figure, and I think it will look great on this mock. I know it's not the one from Endgame, but the amount of figures I'd have to buy if I had to buy all the figures would cost me way too much. And so I thought it was going to be some official and some custom. So this Iron Man is the mark, I'm not sure what mark it is, but it's from Age of Ultron. It's got the old helmet piece, which you can see here. And I think it will work, because all Iron Man suits, they don't look the same, but they all have their own unique parts. But I think this one looks good enough to have on this mock. So as you can see here, and obviously it's not got gold arms like the real figure, but you know, I can let that slide, and you know, it still looks incredible, and it's just going to go so great on this mock. Next up we have Captain America. Now this is the first custom figure that I'm going to be adding in here, and I think it looks great as a custom. The legs, torso the torso's from Jurassic World, legs are just plain blue legs with this hinge piece from I believe Nexo Knights. Now unlike the Lego set, I don't have a helmet for Captain America, so I've just had to leave him with his hair. He's obviously got the hammer and Thor's hammer and his shield, which just goes really nicely with this figure, and I just think looks incredible, in my opinion anyway. Next up we have God of Thunder, and that is Thor. Now this Thor figure is the one from the Endgame Battle Pack, because, well, it's an Endgame Battle Pack, so I've got to have the Endgame Thor. Also with a Stormbreaker here, which is just a Lego build, but instead of bricks I've put studs there. I've had to make this out of my own parts though. And I've put him on his lightning face because, well, that's what he uses most for the film. Well, for the final battle at least. And anyway, I don't think the smiley face would really match the tone of the final battle anyway. Next up, we have Arrow Guy Hawkeye, which is right here. Now this is another custom because I don't have a Hawkeye, and I think it looks quite good. As you can see, here he is with his legs, the torso, classic bow and arrow. He's got one sleeve and no sleeve, and yeah, I just think he's got generic face, also with just this black spiky hair, which I think looks good, matches Hawkeye's haircut. He's got his quivers on the back, and also you can see this is actually a tan arm and not the arm that matches his hand, and that's because I don't have any of those arms, just to be honest. I think this colour matches it the second best, but yeah, great figure, really like it. Next up we have Black Widow. Oh wait, that's from a different scene. We actually have this Black Widow, which is just her in her time heist suit, and she's going to be just actually inside the compound because she's an important character to Endgame and the whole of the MCU, so it'd be a shame for me not to include her, so I just thought, yeah, let's just add her. Now this, I actually got this time heist suit from Nebula, who you'll see later on in the video. So yeah, next up we have Iron Man's best friend, War Machine, which is mainly parts from General Zod from DC, but with these Nexo Knight legs, because I think they look more armoured up than the legs that they used. Also with the handcuff technique, where you cut a pair of Lego handcuffs in half and add them onto the arm to make him more bulky so that it looks better, which I think looks really cool. And it's also got this gun attachment on the back for to shoot some stuff. Also, taking off the helmet, here you can see is Drax. Not Drax, I don't know why I said Drax there. Just got the Jarvis or Friday headpiece. I'm not sure who it is for War Machine, but yeah, it's just from a Nexo Knight set because I just think it kind of works. And War Machine does have a orange there, like in the films. Next up, we have Ant-Man. Now, as you saw on the plan, we are actually going to be building a giant Ant-Man. And, well, I just thought I'd use this one because in case I want to put him in his van or anything, or like fixing up the quantum realm tunnel. Or I could even add him inside like I did with, like I'm going to do with Black Widow. It doesn't really matter, but here he is. It's a custom figure. I use the same helmet as War Machine. As you can see, he's got the belt there. Here's it from behind. I'm not sure what torso that is, but I think it looks quite like the Ant-Man torso. So yeah, that is Scott Lang Ant-Man. Now, probably my favourite Marvel custom I have ever made here. I just think this custom is really cool and accurate. Iron Spider. Now, it's got just mainly, this is part from Chima set, but I don't I took my Chima apart. I think most of my Chima figures I took apart, but I just found this torso. I think it looks really good for Iron Spider. Obviously, it's got the generic Spider-Man headpiece, because that's the only Spider-Man headpiece I have, other than the black and gold one, but that wouldn't work. As you can see here, you've got the belt there, which is the same figure. The legs, I don't know where the legs are, but they're now in my part collection. You've got plain dark blue arms with the red hands. Also, you've got the really cool, don't know what these are called, but like the claws from behind. They're like they're a bit like Doc Ock arms, but they're not, because they're Spider-Man, obviously. Next up, we've got one of the most powerful characters in this scene, and that is Wonder, because she's so strong in this scene. She almost kills Thanos just on her own. But then, you know, stuff happens. I can't really remember. It's been a while since I watched that bit. But anyway, so yeah, as you can see, I've given her some red studs for her powers. And also, this is the Age of Ultron figure, because I think the Wonder's costume for like superhero doesn't really change throughout the MCU. It's just, at least up till Endgame, it's just kind of her casual red clothes with like black legs and stuff, which does look really good. It makes it a lot easier when making this. It doesn't really matter because it's still the same figure and it looks the same. So yeah, it's a really cool figure. I really like it. And yeah, moving on to the next character, we've got Bucky Barnes as the Winter Soldier, but he's not a soldier. He's Bucky Barnes. So yeah, as you can see, I've got he's got a nice beard piece, not beard piece. He's got his nice beard print with his metal arm on the side. Also with these cool legs. I probably will change out the legs. If you've got any better leg suggestions, put them in the comments and I'll see if I've got those pieces and see if they'll work. You can see you've got his gun here. You've got this kind of hairpiece, which if I ever get the serious black hairpiece from Harry Potter, I'll change it out to be that hairpiece because I just think it'll work and look nicer. But yeah, so as you can see, there's his gun, and I think he's a cool character. Next up, we have got Sam Wilson as Falcon, and here he is. Now this is the only figure that's actually yellow, because I just don't have the right headpiece for him. Like, for most of the figures, my Marvel figures, I've had to like take off heads from Stormtroopers and the Star Wars characters, but I just don't have a good headpiece that would work for Falcon. So I've given him this yellow one with a beard, which I think works quite well. And I've also given him this hairpiece. Now, I'm not sure if this is from other Falcon figures or actually the new Black Panther figures, but if you know, let me know in the comments. But yeah, I still think it looks good. But now let's actually get onto the main bit of the figure. Got these custom wings, which I do quite like. I made them myself. As you can see, they've got red, grey and black on them, which I think quite colours Falcon uses quite often. He's got a plain black torso, because I just think it's the best one I had, and this is what it looks like from the other side. It's just a fireman's torso. So yeah, adding those on. So yeah, that is Falcon. As you can see, you've got red legs, same as Hawkeye and my Ant-Man customs. So next up, we've got, I was supposed to do this figure earlier, but I think I forgot about it, and that is the Hulk. So the Hulk is, other than Thanos, which I'll get onto at the very end of the video, this is the only big figure I'm going to be including, and I think it's really nice. It is the Age of Ultron Hulk, because it's the only Hulk I have. And obviously, in Endgame, he is like the smart Professor Hulk. But Lego haven't made a figure of Smart Hulk, and this is the only Hulk I have, so it's going to have to be the Hulk I use in this mock. So yeah, nice big fig. Obviously, he would be wearing his black clothes, and his arm would be in the cast or something, but Lego haven't made it, so this is all I've got to work with. So yeah, still a cool figure, and at least it's an official figure. Next up, we have Doctor Strange, which is quite a good custom in my opinion. It's got Iron Man's head, it's got this hairpiece, it's got his cape, and obviously this is his paper, and I drew on it because it's the only way I could get his other bit of a cape. He's got this torso from, I believe, a Shark Army General from the Ninjago movie. Got plain blue legs, and no, I took out the arms off that figure because I don't think the burnt up arms would have really worked on this custom. But yeah, in my opinion, it's a really nice figure and I quite like it. Next up, we've got another good custom in my opinion, and that is Wong. So here he is. I did make a YouTube short on him. I think I might have made a YouTube short on a few of these figures, but not all of them. So here we have him. He's got plain blue legs, just some, and he's also got this hip piece, which is the same as my custom Ant-Man, Hawkeye and Falcon now. So I've got quite a few of these hip pieces apparently lying about. We've got the torso from Jafar from the Disney collectible minifigures, and also you can see the blue arms with the correct hands. Also we've got this face print, which is from Doctor Wu from the, I believe, Jurassic World, and also this hairpiece, because Wong has quite short hair and this is probably the shortest hairpiece I have. So yeah, very nice. Next up we have Pepper Potts as Rescue. Now I have just used an Iron Man figure basically for this because, well, it's basically an Iron Man suit, and I think it'll look better just to use an official Iron Man figure than like trying to make a custom. As you just saw, I've just put a plain blue head underneath because I took the head to make Doctor Strange. And I believe this is the Mark 17 Heartbreaker from Iron Man 3. And this is just a really cool figure, so I thought, you know, may as well include it on the mock, because if it looks good, it'll look good on the mock. That's how I think of it. Next up, we have Black Panther. Quite a weak custom, in my opinion, but a great character in the MCU. Torso and legs, I really like this custom. It's just the head, really. I don't have a good printed head that would look good for Black Panther, so I've just had to use a plain black head with a hat on top to represent the crown kind of thing. I think it works, but you know, it's alright, it'll do. If I put him towards the back or like fighting an enemy or something, like if I have him like his claws like up here like this, you probably won't really be able to see his face, so I think would look quite good. So yeah. Okay, moving on to the 3 Guardians of the Galaxy figures I have, and I'm going to be including this mock. I'll tell you a bit more about why I'm not doing them all later in the video, and that is Star-Lord. So first up, this figure I really do like. I think it's quite accurate to how Star-Lord looks in the film. As you can see, he's got these nice printed legs, a nice printed torso, the correct head and hair, which I don't know where I got the hair from, but the head is from Owen from Jurassic World. Also, I've got his awesome mix tape on the back, which I got from a Lego Movie 2 set. But yeah, just a really cool figure, and he's such a cool character in my opinion. And obviously you've got his iconic guns, which came on the Ninja Subspeeder from Ninjago. I just took them off the side because they look a lot nicer on Star-Lord than on the side of the vehicle in my opinion. And yeah, just a really nice figure. Another important character for Endgame was Nebula. Now this Nebula is, look, it's custom, but the face is official. Like I said, I got it from the Time Heist Nebula. And as you can see, she's got her metal arm, similar to Bucky. Obviously, this the legs are from the Star-Lord this Star-Lord fit custom. The torso and legs go together for this. But yeah, obviously, and this torso, I believe, the torso here, I believe is from a Lego Movie robot. I've got no idea where, I think it's from the first Lego Movie CMF, but just think it would kind of work for Nebula. So yeah. And then finally we've got this custom built Groot, which yeah, I did make a YouTube short on him. So he's got posable arms and stuff, movable head. Now the reason I'm not including all of the Guardians of the Galaxy in this mock is because, well, if I'm going to be honest, I don't have them. So what I'm going to do is, without spoiling the advent calendar, if I get the Lego Guardians of the Galaxy advent calendar, I'll be using some of the figures from that in this mock. I'm not going to tell what figures in case you don't want to be spoilt on them. But yeah, I just thought I'd be telling you that. That's why not all of the Guardians are here. Same with characters like Black Panther and Falcon. If I end up getting the correct minifigures, I'll be swapping them out. And I'll probably do YouTube shorts on them or something. So if you want to see them. Okay, anyway, start on to the Asgardians now. We have got Valkyrie. Now, I am including Valkyrie's horse in this mock, but you'll have to wait till the next part, the extras part, to see that. It's not really that complex, but this is the figure from the Endgame Battle Pack. Same with Thor and the 3 other figures that I'm going to be including. No printed legs, nice cape, great torso, great headpiece. Hairpiece, I think, could have been a bit better because Valkyrie's hair actually does look a lot longer in Endgame, but I don't really have many black hair pieces, so I'm probably going to have to leave it as this. But it does look very good in my opinion, and it's a cool figure, and it'll definitely go great when put with the horse. Next up, we have one of my favourite characters in the MCU, probably top 5, and that is Korg. Now this Korg figure is, yet again, from the Endgame Battle Pack. He's got his cool weapon here. I'm not really sure what this weapon is, but it looks cool. And then also you've got his really cool printed legs, cool printed torso. No arm printing, but that doesn't really matter. It would have been cool to have a bit of rock printed on the side, but they're still great figure. Got his armor piece here. Got his really cool headpiece along with well, I don't know what this his like rock headpiece. I'm not really sure what this piece is called, but it is cool. That's all I know. And it's such a cool character, and I really like this as a figure. The next one isn't really a figure, but it kind of is, and that is Meek in his robot mech suit from Ragnarok and Endgame. Now this is another really cool figure. It's got surprisingly quite a lot of posability in this mech, like a hip rotation, arms can move on their own, arms can move together, the legs can move. It's just a really cool figure. And obviously you've got his this really cool printed headpiece, as you can see there. Just think it looks really nice, and Mika's a cool character. He's quite funny. You could like how he's just in a mech most of the time, but yeah. So now, probably on my least favourite custom of this entire mock, but she's an important character kind of, so I just thought I'd add her. Any guesses? And that is the Wasp. Now, yeah, this is an awful custom. I'm going to be open and just say that because I just really don't like it, but I don't have any better alternatives. I think it's just mainly the helmet that I don't like, but I've done my best. Because when I was looking at reference images, she did kind of have a yellow and gold helmet. Also, the torso, it's alright. It's got the yellow hands. The wings I do quite like, though, the Wasp wings. So you can kind of imagine like they're her wings, and she could be flying with them like that. But yeah, alright. It's an alright, you know. It's just eh. I'll definitely be putting this figure towards the back of the mock, out of the way, so you can't really see them. But just so they'll be there, so you know. Next up, well, we're on the villains now. Wow, this has gone quickly. Now we have a Chitauri. Now this Chitauri is just the same one that came in like almost every Infinity Saga set. But the only downside is I only have one Chitauri, and that is from the Endgame Final Battle Pack. Now, I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that, because, well, obviously, I only have one, but I'm just probably going to put them on the mock, and, you know, hopefully the Leviathan build will make the villain side a lot more stronger, hopefully at least. But yeah, it's a cool figure, and just like it, like the look of it, cool printing, really detailed, and yeah. Finally, we've got the main villain of 2 films, and that is Thanos, the Mad Titan. Now here he is. I do really quite like this build. Here it's a custom big fig. It's inspired by, I believe, Hachiroku, I think that's how his name's pronounced, who did a Thanos build a bit like this. And it's just such a cool figure, and I was inspired to make my own. And obviously mine's not as good as his, because he uses they use their official Thanos head and hand pieces, but I think mine looks good, and I do quite like it. It's got movable legs, and yeah, so I just think it's really cool. So yeah, here you can see all the figures, and there's just so many hero figures that's going to be placed on this mock, and maybe more in the future. So yeah, make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. If you made it this far, you obviously enjoy this style of content, and a subscribe and a like will be great appreciative. And yeah, I'll see you in the next few parts. Goodbye. Before we start today's episode, I've actually got a few more figures I'm going to be adding. Now these are some based off some just changes to other figures, and we've got an updated Bucky with, I think, a better hairpiece and some better legs. Then a comment actually suggested that I use the black and gold Spider-Man as Black Panther's head, which I do think works. And also I added Star-Lord's helmet onto Star-Lord because I think it looks better. Now, the next few figures, some friends of mine actually gave me a bunch of their old Lego because they were getting rid of it. So these next 3 figures are from them. So we've got a Drax, Gamora, and a Nebula. Now the Nebula I'm actually going to be using as 2014 Nebula from this scene, like the one that travelled forward in time. So you're going to have the modern day Nebula, and then you're also going to have the past Nebula. And then Drax and Gamora are just going to be going on the Avengers side. Now, this Drax figure is actually really nice. And I didn't think I'd actually ever get this figure, but it's just quite nice. And now, another one that I'm not too sure on is actually this Captain America. Now, this Captain America is actually a knockoff and not official Lego. So that's why I'm not sure whether I should include him on the mock. So I've just given him, these are official Lego legs, and same with that, these back piece. The hammer and shield are official, but I'm not sure whether I should keep the head and torso as unofficial or change it back to the other previous one that I had in the last episode. So yeah. I guess you're going to have to tell me whether I should stick with the unofficial Captain America or go back to my official Lego custom one. But anyway, welcome to part 4 of building the ultimate Endgame final battle mock out of Lego. Now, this is the extras episode, and originally I was going to have a Leviathan, but I don't have the parts or time really to build one of those. So I'm just going to be sticking with a Giant Man and Ant-Man's van, and we're going to show you the Giant Man now. The first extra build of this set is something I've actually already done a review of, and that is Giant Man, because obviously he's an important part of this scene. So as you can see there, he is, and he is just a reuse of my mock that I built quite a while ago, I believe it was May, and I think it's just a cool mock. And although it's not technically to scale, because obviously in the Endgame final battle, Giant Man's able to hold Hulk, War Machine and Rocket just in his hand, and this hand's only just big enough to fit a minifigure in it. So it's obviously not the most accurate, but I think it will actually work in terms of the mock. I'll do a quick review of it in case you haven't seen that mock of the month episode. So for the head, here, as you can see here, this is completely custom build. This is completely a mock, as opposed to the torso and legs. I just built from the Civil War airport battle because I thought it's a good build and it will work in terms of the mock. So for the helmet, I did try and make it as accurate as I could possibly do it. I got the red strips on here, and also, as you can see, the kind of the slopiness of the helmet. It's also got the trans red eyes, which I used these cylinder pieces with a stud on the bottom just to add a bit of extra height to it. You've also got the kind of fin light things on the back of the helmet. It is a bit flat there, but it doesn't matter. I did actually use a stud shooter here, as you can see, but that's just really to like bulk up the parts, and I mean you can't really see it, so that's why I used it. But yeah, the torso and legs are just copied from the Civil War airport battle. I did actually have to like kind of brick build my own detailing, because in the set Lego used stickers, so I kind of had to do what I could do. I kind of added a belt here, and you've got just a bit of red with a bit of grey on, but there. What I actually am going to be doing now at the moment actually is I'm actually going to add 2 studs onto this Ant-Man, and I've got these red studs here, and I'm also got to find a dark blue stud. Here they are. So got some blue studs here. Now these do obviously represent in Ant-Man 1 how Scott could press the buttons just so he could either make himself bigger or smaller, and I just thought these would be a cool detail to add on the hands for the final battle for the Endgame mock. And it's also something I've been wanting to do, and I've been needing an excuse to just do it, because sometimes I keep forgetting I'm going to do it. So yeah, that is Giant Man. So for the Ant-Man van, I've decided to take apart this Lego City van from a police set, and I'm going to be converting it into a more accurate kind of van, such as the one that you actually see in the Endgame final battle. I've actually had this time-lapse filmed for quite a while now, because I knew this was going to be something that I was going to include in the final battle of the mock. I think I actually built this after episode 1 came out, and I just knew I had to film it because obviously I think it'd be quite important for the time-lapse. So as you can see, the reason it's taken quite a while for me to actually find the pieces, because I need to sort out my Lego pieces a bit better, because I was just digging through a massive storage unit, just trying to find the right brown pieces, and that's why it's not all one colour, but I think it's a good variety of browns. And obviously you'll see me changing a few parts because nothing kept the same. And you see that blue piece there was actually from the original set. I was trying to get a similar shape in brown to make it look more accurate to the van. So yeah, and I'll see you at the end of this time lapse. Now here is the van, and I think obviously you saw the time lapse, and I think it looks quite good. It's definitely not the best as what Lego made, but I think it's kind of a similar scale. I've got nothing to compare it to, so I think I could imagine it being a similar scale. So let's start to have a look at it. So at the front, I actually did include a rat on the front, just because it's kind of an Easter egg to how in Endgame, none of the things would have happened if Ant-Man never got released by this random rat on the front. So I just thought it is here. So I've also got these cheese slopes trying to like corner off the van, making it a bit smoother. For the roof, I've just compiled a bunch of just brown, and as you can see there's one tan tile there. So that's just it like that. I've just used a majority of brown, tan, nougat, and I'm not sure what colour that is, bricks. Just kind of scattered about the place to add a bit of texture. I've also got a bit of dark brown there. So you got a number plate on the back. This isn't the correct number plate to the film. I've got no idea what that number plate is. It's just the number plate that was on the Lego City van I converted it to, as you heard earlier. Now opening it up, to open up the van you've got to remove this back piece, then you can get your finger in there to open it. And you can see the quantum tunnel, which I'm actually going to build in what the quantum bit will look like, but I'm not going to show you that in this episode. You're going to have to wait till the next and final episode to be able to see that. So yeah, as you can see there it is. I also did include clips on the back, so you can kind of clip things to it. That's just a miniature Ant-Man that I thought I'd be putting on here. So yeah, also my Ant-Man minifigure is just here, so you can add him either in the back trying to fix it or go into the quantum realm. Well, that's actually probably a better place for the micro figure, or you can have him in the front. The way to get a minifigure into the front is you've got to take off this plate 4x6, and also take off the windshield. I think that's what it's called. Take off Ant-Man's belt, I believe that also helps, and just place Ant-Man in like that. So that's probably how I'm mostly going to have Ant-Man displayed in this, considering, as you saw earlier in the video, there was Giant Man. So yeah, I think this looks really cool, and it's not the most accurate. Obviously, there's not the XCon logo on here because, well, I don't really have that, and I don't want to have to stick a Lego parts together in case I ever need to take some part in the future. I don't think I will, but just in case I do, I don't want to accidentally stick a parts together. But yeah, also I think kind of the different colours kind of represent how beat up this van was, like how broken it was, because obviously it was in the middle of a battlefield, and that's not normally the best place to park in your vans. So yeah, so they were the last two builds of this mock project, and in the next episode I'm going to be combining the compound, the minifigures, and these two builds you've seen in today's episode all in one, so it looks like one complete proper mock. I'm so excited for it, and I'm going to see you then. Wow, last episode of an amazing mock project, and before we get into the big reveal, I actually have a multiverse portal that I need to build, and here is the way I'm going to build it. So when building this portal, I've decided just to go quite basic and potentially use some illegal building techniques, but I'm not too sure. I've just used some black plates with some orange bricks and studs to kind of make it look roughly like a circle shape, which I think will look great. And this is what the portal looks like with Doctor Strange inside of it. And I think it looks quite cool. And I think it was good enough scale that you can imagine multiple people coming out of it at one go. And so we have this compound, but we need to add minifigures. So this is going to be a quick compilation of me placing all the minifigures in their respective slots. So now with this mock finally finished, I can give a quick review on the mock. So let's get started over on the left with the portals and all of the Avengers, which you just saw me place. So as you can see, you've got all the figures from the Guardians of the Galaxy to Black Panther. You've got Korg, Valkyrie, the Hulk right there. As you can see Giant Man's legs. And then with the main Avengers at the front being Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, Hawkeye just right here, and the Hulk. Also, you may have seen Falcon is at the top of the compound, and something I did in between episodes is add an extra layer to the compound just to make it a bit taller and more detailed. So let's take a look at the compound interior, which you'll see for the first time now. So for the interior of the garage, I've just got this motorbike, which that will be inside the compound. This wall you can see is actually covered up as opposed to this wall's open, because where I've placed in the mock, you won't actually be able to see this wall, and this wall just looks covered up nice. You've got the door that opens up where you can see Wasp just there with the wings, and Valkyrie's horse right there, which I think looks very nice. And this door is very easy to open and close. And moving on to this interior here, we just got a random button which they can use to assemble the Avengers or something, and also a spot to place the Nano Gauntlet, which I don't know actually if it is. It's obviously not here in the scene, but it is here. I'm just putting it here because I think it adds more to this room. Also, you can kind of see a bit of a map there where they could be tracking Thanos. I don't know, it's just a random sticker piece. Now onto the next floor, we've got the time traveling room. As you can see, we've got Black Widow, which I'm included in her time heist suit, and I've kind of got this just mini quantum realm jumper just because it's just as something I could get simple, and it is actually still tall enough to fit figures onto it with the roof on. And ironically, this is the last room where you see Black Widow in 2023, which is when the main bit of Endgame gets set, because she obviously does not make it back. Now up here we've got this extra room which I did off camera, which I did originally have built separately. You may have seen it in episode 1 and shifted stop motion season, but it's just, I thought I may as well add it because it adds some more detail to the compound, and this is actually the room I put the most detail in. So over here you've got a computer here and keyboard with this computer piece. You've got a few shelves with a letter just on top, and also you've got this room here, which if you open you can actually have got enough room to fit a minifigure inside, just like that. So yeah, and obviously as you saw on the roof, I put a Falcon up here because I think Falcon looks a lot better when he's up higher, because obviously he flies. Over here you can see this is where we placed Ant-Man's fan, and also bits of just rubble kind of everywhere. This is actually the side build that was included in the Endgame minifigure pack. Just thought I may as well add it to give the villain some more bulk. But yeah, as you can see, you've just got just some random confixture of just plates and tiles just stacked on top of each other to add a bit of rubble. Then obviously also you've got Ant-Man's van with the quantum realm tunnel inside of it, which has got some blue and black bricks with just some light blue studs on to try and represent what it looked like. It's the closest I can get without using stickers and stuff. But yeah, so as you can see, this here, zooming out, is the final mock, which turned out so much better than I was ever expecting it to. With obviously all the Avengers, I was going to say all the villains, but there's only 3: Thanos, Chitauri, and this old Nebula figure, which is supposed to represent the past Nebula. But yeah, so I really was happy how this mock turned out. I couldn't have asked for it to be any better. Wow, with all these parts finally put together, I think this is the best mock I've made on this channel. But this is not the last multi-part project I'm going to be making on this channel, because if you check my community tab post now, there is actually a decision between 3 other mocks that I'm going to be making. One of them is a Spider-Man Sinister Six battle. The other one is going to be the Age of Ultron final battle, and the opening scene to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, where the Guardians are fighting that big pink tentacle monster. I will do them all eventually, but I'd like to see which one's the most preferred one to do, so I know I'll focus the one that you guys want to see in the future. But once again, thank you for making this project an incredible experience, and I'll see you next time. Bye.